Okay, so we are now on step 28, and step 28, I've emptied all of bag C into my component tray. So now we've got no more bags left. It's getting close to the end, and this whole page is all about servo. It's all about centralizing your servo by powering up your radio gear, placing your servo onto your receiver, and then you power up your receiver using the power from your electronic speed controller and your battery and such like. So it's all about getting your servo in its neutral position. So it's very important that we get this right in the neutral position, so that when we put our servo saver mechanism, which is your C6 or C7 part, so this one is typically the one which says Futaba or a Tamiya on the back, your C3 part, which is like a spring, your actual arm, which is C9, C8, which is like a little washer, plastic washer. We've got the ball connector, which is an MB4 5mm ball connector, and this one is my screw because as I need a machined screw for my thread in my servo, because my servo's a little bit more powerful. So this is a quite simple case of placing your servo in the right manner. So you look at the drawing, and we want the spine on this side, and then once we've got the spline in the right position, you take here, and you've got this locating key here, and we're going to pop that, and we want to get that in a down position, and we want to get it as neutral as possible. So I believe it should be about there, and it's a case of popping this on so it goes on, which it does, like that. Okay, now once you've got that bit on, it's a case of popping your spring on. Then we pop in the actual arm. Then you pop in the A8, which is like a spacer. And then you pop in your screw, and my screw is the M3 screw. And there's one little step we need to do, is we need to pop in the ball connector in here. I suppose we should have done that first of all, but it don't matter, because I've got the Tamiya screwdrivers that will help me out. So getting that straight. There we are. That's step 28 completed. Right, we're now on step 29, and step 29, we need our chassis. We need this E4 component, which is quite a large top bed. We also need this E9 component, and you're thinking, hey John, that doesn't look the same. Well, you're correct. Basically, I've placed a plate on top because we're not using the switch position in here, because our switch is also on our Tamiya Hobbywing 1060, so it doesn't mount in the same way. So yeah, I've taken that off, and I've actually capped that instead. We need 3 of our 3x10s, which is the MA3s. We need 2 of our 3x15s, which are the MC3s. And we're not using these MC2s and the little 2mm washers, well, because we're not putting the switch in there because it's not the same switch. Quite easy step then. Take our switch plate, which I've modified slightly, place that in, use one of our 3x10s, and we screw that into place into the chassis, like so there. And then we take this top section, and it looks like our we're going to put a sticker on here actually, so we'll get a sticker in a moment, but let's put this in place. It's going to sit like this, so it's going to sit over the top of that like so, he says. There we are. There we are. So the two longer ones go through here and through here, and the 10mm ones go at the back here and here. And there we are. Step 29 is complete once I put the sticker in place. And we move on to step 30. And in step 30, we need these D9 components. We need 4 of our 3mm washers, so the MA10s, and 4 of our 3x10mm self-tapping screws, our MA3s. We need our chassis, and we need our servo. And it's a case of screwing these to the servo with your washers and your M3s. I'm going to pop those in there ready. May as well get myself organised. And screw these into position. Like that, making sure the holes are underneath. And then place this into the chassis, and we'll line up the hole underneath. I think this one's a slight error. Need to take that off and take the washer off. That's step 30 now completed.